everybody, what is up? My name is Mackenzie.
And I'm Jonathan.
We are husband and wife, and we'd like to welcome you to TerreDice.
And today we're taking a look at Disney's Sorcerer's Arena Epic Alliances.
Yep, so this is the latest game to hit the shelves with a huge amount of Disney IP across the board, battling it out in the Sorcerer's Arena.
Now this is a game that's going to have multiple expansions to it. It's about 1 to 2 a year is what we've been told. And we already have the first expansion, Turing the Tides, featuring some oceanic characters from across the universes. So we're going to check that out too.
Amazing. So let's go ahead and dive into this and see if this is something you want to add to your shelf.
So Sorcerer's Arena is a battle royale style kind of combat duel game. If you've played Unmatched, it's sort of a little bit in that universe, but this is a team-based game where you're going to have this mashed up deck from your 3 or 4 characters on your team, and you're going to be playing cards that are going to let you move and attack and use special abilities. Based on the cards you play, you're going to be able to upgrade and make your characters better. So it's this really cool system that has integrated from across the universes.
Yeah, and it's really neat because you get to pick the characters that you want to be on your team. So we're not talking about good guys versus bad guys. Like, you can have Gaston and Moana on the same team, and they are going to be battling it out together.
So let's talk about kind of how that process works.
Yep.
You start with a draft at the beginning, and you've got your characters available to you. There is a core set which comes with tons of fun characters, including Demona from Gargoyles, which is such a fun callback. And then I also just love, of course, Sorcerer's Apprentice Mickey is an absolute classic.
Yeah, so the name Sorcerer's Arena does sound familiar to you. That is because this is inspired by the Disney mobile app, which is kind of the same basic mechanics, but you've played the mobile app, that this goes even deeper.
Oh, yeah. The mobile app is a pretty simple, kind of like you're on this side, they're on that side, you click a button and they punch somebody. It's all right, it's a fine game, but what they've done with this is awesome, honestly. Now, the really cool thing is that the art in this game, just all of the graphics came from that video game. So if you look in the game, you can actually see that a lot of the art that's on the cards is there, but it fits a board game so well. It looks so great. They have over 100 and maybe 50 characters at this point to choose from, where they've got all the source material to pull in to create these decks. So as you're playing this game, everything that you do is going to be inspired by your character and their mechanics. So you start the game by smashing up all their decks into one, and you're going to have a hand of cards that is a combination of cards for each of your 3 characters. Now, when you get to each of your characters' turns, you're going to be able to play cards that match your character and get stronger abilities. And so that's going to let you do things like Facilier, who has, it's all about reading the cards, it's all about the curses. And then there's characters like Sorcerer's Apprentice Mickey, who's just shooting magic left and right. And then Aladdin, who's about like, if you have more cards than me, then I'm stronger, because he's got the street rat strike.
Yeah.
So
what I really enjoyed about the cards is that it was obvious that the designers know their stuff, which I always look for, especially because I'm a huge Disney nerd. That's like how I gauge if like the game is going to be good or not, is if like it makes sense, if I can justify what I'm doing and that character would actually do that. And I think this game did a really good job at justifying, like, yeah, that's why they would do that, and it's like super creative and fun.
Yeah, I would say this is Villainous level thematic integration.
Thematic, yes, but I wouldn't compare it to, I would not say, I think Villainous and Sorcerer's Arena are like apples and oranges. You can't like be like, do I choose Sorcerer's Arena or do I choose Villainous? They are very different styles of games. The only same thing is they're both Disney games.
So let's talk about a game that's sort of similar in like how this is different. So we love Unmatched. Unmatched is an awesome battle combat game where you play as one character and then you're against another character. There could be team play with multiple, but you'll have your own single deck. So where this game differs is you, for one, have those 3 decks mashed together where you're going to have cards for specific characters at different times. In addition to that team play, there's sort of like this drafting order that once you pick your characters, they all have an initiative number on them that is used to say who's going to be the first player. So you would order your characters that way such that you get to be the first to go. And then it alternates player. Now, the other thing that I think is really cool about this game is it has status effects. So you have these things that apply to your character that get stacks. So it says, for the next 3 turns, I am cursed. And that means that, I'm going to take 1 damage at the start of my turn. Or they have different things you're flustered and you banish cards from your deck. Now, banishing cards is a really, really tough thing in this game because you also have upgrades. Now, so in this game, the cards you play each have a suit to them that can be cashed in to upgrade your character. Flip over your character card, get the ability on the other side, and that is the other really cool progression piece in this game that I think is really fun. It does matter which ones you pick because characters have synergies and they have certain cards in their deck that are used as the upgrade suits for other characters. So it's like, oh, I need a lot of those so I can upgrade, Ariel really quickly.
True. I would say though that that's like once you play it a couple times. When you first play, I would just pick the characters you like and try it out and just battle.
Absolutely. So let's talk about this expansion. We did get one expansion. This is Turning the Tides.
This is the only expansion, correct?
This is currently the only expansion. There's another one that's announced that should be showing up around November, I believe.
Yes.
The Turning the Tides expansion adds 3 new characters. We get Stitch, Moana, and Davy Jones. They're all adding new stuff. So Stitch is adding a new status effect called No Punchbacks, which in Blue Punch Buggy, he plays that card, and then you can't hit him the next 3 times you want to.
True.
It's super fun.
True. And then Moana brings in the oceanic tiles, which she can lay out, and the oceanic characters can use that if they land on it to move an additional space. So that's also a fun thing.
Yeah, and that includes Ariel from the base game. Yeah, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
And then Davy Jones has a very interesting play style. He can curse his allies, so they are bound in servitude. And then he has different status effects around getting to deal more damage if there's more cursed people, around healing if cursed people deal damage. I think what's important to note about him is he messes up the whole knockout system. So when you get knocked out in this game, the enemy team is going to get a certain amount of victory points. Each character has a different strength level, and the game is going to be over once you exceed 20 or the maximum victory points for that round. Now, Davy Jones has the ability to revive someone who's been knocked out and put them right next to him before it's their turn again. Yeah. So he has some really cool card quality. It's just fine. I think it's good. The board quality, the tokens all feel great. The acrylic standees, I actually really like them for this game. I think that it's allowing them to produce a lot for really cheap. This new expansion is $24, which is just awesome price for a Disney IP game.
True.
It also gets really fun art. You get double-sided acrylic, so it's got the back of their body on one side and the front of their body on the other.
So how you calculate and manage their health, it's this it's like this turning tile. So every time they lose or gain health, you have to pick it up and move the circle. And I just find it a little fiddly and a little time consuming. And to move that circle, I almost wish it was Unmatched, where it was just a cardboard dial or something where it's just an easier turn dial. I find it kind of fiddly. They say you can play it at 2 or 4 players. Playing it, I would recommend it at 2 only. I think it's gonna be, I don't think it'd be as fun at 4 player. It's my same recommendation with Unmatched. I think it strictly should only be played at a 2-player game. So let's ask the question. So every time a Villainous one comes out, or we get at the next expansion with Sorcerer's Arena, which looks like and you talk to the designer, they have a lot more in queue ready to go. Are you going to get all of them? Are we going to get all of them?
I think so. We are not...
Really?
Yeah. We are not collectors. We don't have a lot of games that we get everything for, but I feel like this is going to be one of them. They said there's only going to be 1 or 2 a year. They're $24. From what I've seen so far, they could fit into the base box. So there is a big insert in it that wouldn't allow you to currently, but there's plenty of room in the box that you could just shove them all in bags.
So this is Jonathan's opinion, but I differ slightly. I think to me it will depend on who is coming out in the expansion and how attached I am to those characters. The more I get into Sorcerer's Arena, who knows, I might jump on board and be like, okay, we just need all of them. But that's where I stand right now, so I'll be curious as more expansions come out, if my feelings change. All right, everyone, that is our review on Sorcerer's Arena and the expansion Turning the Tides. I am super excited to continue covering all the Sorcerer's Arena goodness. If you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can know whenever we put out a new video, and we'll see you next time.
Happy playing!